This is Reality Dispatch, written by Jim Mintz.
It was the day we all stood up to him. That was the day I decided on it. Felix McGurk, the bully of Chester Hill High. Can you believe it? Our bully was named Felix. I had a scar on my lower chin from the 7th grade thanks to him. The day he decided to lob a rock from across the street as we waited for the 944 bus to Petersham. I think I was his first victim, the first lamb to the slaughter, the one that allowed him to make a reputation. Thanks to Felix, I met Hamish and Winston. They were also his targets. He used to follow Hamish home after school and torment him, sometimes with fists, other times with insults. I had a play date with him one Friday, his eyes still red with tears from the interaction. The time was 11:33. I remember because the bell rang and I had just received top marks in history. The topic was the Great Depression. Felix had gained recognition from the teacher for the first time in his academic life. He was raising his hand more and more, answering questions correctly, making a concerted effort. I still beat him. You're dead, he said to me as the bell rang. 11:33. I stood in the mess hall, my lunch bag in my left hand, as I scanned the room looking for the threat. Felix says he's going to kill you, Hamish said as he joined me. Says he is going to take his time. Has invited everyone in senior year to watch, Winston said, joining my right side. I gulped. My heart started to pound. I could hear it in my ears thumping away. Let's take him on together, said Winston. I am sick of this. Why do we always have to be scared? He pleaded. I looked at him, square in the eyes. Conviction. He was convinced we could end this here. Today. What? I'm serious. Hey, Hertford, I heard the familiar voice. Felix flanked by his goons. Who cares what their names were? One of them was a new kid. What a loser. You're gonna pay, he yelled. A sea of teens parted. He was Moses, the power of the gods in his hands, parting the Red Sea of students. I didn't see the chair hurl. No one did. All eyes were fixed on me and Felix alone, the impending doom of destruction that was coming my way. The chair was thrown by Winston, and it hit Felix square in the head. Blood was oozing from a cut that lined the top of his forehead to the top of his eyebrows. A scar that would last. Come on, Winston yelled at us. We followed his lead. Felix was down, but he was not out. People were frozen in shock. That's when we struck. We kicked, we hit, and we punched over and over and over again. He's had enough, someone yelled. Someone. We continued. I was dragged away. Someone strong. Not a student, a teacher. My shirt was ruffled and ripped. I was thrown out of the way so that the grown-up could get to the others. My friends. They let us out of detention at 6 p.m. They told us we were lucky we weren't suspended, although they were still actively considering it. It had been 3 hours after the final bell had rung. We had a small hallway to walk before we made it to the car park, where our parents were waiting with lectures and further punishment. We need to make sure, I said. Of what? That it's over. What do you mean? I was thinking about it all detention. What did I mean? We need to get him tonight at his house, while he sleeps, I said. An unspoken law. I was contemplating an invasion, and here I was suggesting it to my friends. I was still in a fog over what we had done together. It was a glorious victory, but had we declared war? I didn't want a war. I wanted a victory. I wanted Felix to be finished. And do what? Hamish yelled. I don't know, get a guarantee out of him. How are we going to do that? We do what we did today in the mess hall, but this time there won't be anyone to stop us. He will be all alone, vulnerable. I couldn't believe what I was suggesting. Something was suggesting this, using my mouth. I'm in. Hamish and I looked over. Winston stared at me, an unbroken stare. I'm in, he repeated. We can't go inside his house. That's like a crime. We can't do that, guys. Come on, Hamish pleaded. We were approaching the exit. I'm in. Let's do this, Winston said as he tugged on my shirt. I don't know. I was beginning to doubt. Don't be like that. Meet me at the 7-Eleven car park on Olds Park Road. 3 a.m. He should be asleep by then. I know where he lives. I went to his 5th birthday party in primary school. We reached the exit. Winston pushed open the door. Our parents were lined up on the steps. We descended. Hamish and I looked worryingly at one another. I had planted a seed in Winston's head. I don't know what he was capable of. After my parents were done yelling at me, I was able to eat dinner in my bedroom, away from the family. I wanted to call Winston to see if he had second thoughts, but my parents made sure I didn't have access to the phone. If only I could get a message out, an email, anything. Time ran fast. 8 o'clock became 11, became 1. I stared at the neon numbers on my old digital display, unable to sleep, wondering if a boy on a candy apple red BMX was circling the car park of the Olds Park 7-Eleven, waiting on me to help him commit a felony. "We can't, Winston. We can't. Don't do it," I said into my pillow. I hoped the message could travel across some network of mystic neurons that transmit telekinetic messages in cases of an emergency. The look in his eyes left me in no doubt. This was an emergency. "Don't do it," I said again.
For more stories of fact-based fiction, head to jimmins.substack.com.